Hello again everyone, Eugene back for the third part of this Spider-Man retrospect. And we are entering the current era, the Tom Holland era of Spider-Man films. If you haven't done so yet, I urge you guys to pause this video and take a look at part 1 and part 2 of this retrospect as I look over the Tobey Maguire era and the Andrew Garfield era of Spider-Man in film. With that being said, let's pick off where we were from part 2. As I did mention, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 faltered again. This would be Sony's second attempt in making a successful Spider-Man franchise, but led to be flat. This would be Sony's second attempt to make a full-fledged Spider-Man series, but it was canceled and scrapped due to the negative response from their previous films. So, The Amazing Spider-Man film series was halted at part 2, with the potential for a Sinister Six movie, a part 3, and an Aunt May movie, ultimately canceled. But a cameo in 2016 would revitalize Spider-Man in film, as well as Sony's capabilities of creating more Spider-Man movies. And this is the cameo. What the Spider-Man in the MCU? Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? Yes, Spider-Man made his first appearance officially in the MCU on Captain America's Civil War during that infamous Berlin airport scene, and we saw the first look at our new Spider-Man for this era, Tom Holland. And Tom Holland looked like he got the total package. He got the accent down, he's got the looks, he's got that youthful look, and then him as Spider-Man, this is the best we've seen so far. This is probably the best we've seen since Tobey Maguire, arguably. And with that successful cameo and very noteworthy cameo, it was announced that Sony and Marvel struck a deal in which they will help co-produce and co-direct and basically partner up to create a series of Marvel films, a series of Spider-Man films that will take place in the MCU. And the first film would take place in 2017 with Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming opened 2017 in July and produced fantastic numbers. Financially, it was great, and critically, it was even greater. Tom Holland was praised as being Peter Parker and Spider-Man. They were praising the campy, John Hughes-like feel for this film, a little bit of a coming-age film, and kind of a real authentic high school film. And not to mention the superb performance from Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes, aka Vulture. I mean, come on. Who didn't gasp and had their jaw drop when they found out that Adrian Toomes was Peter Parker's girlfriend's dad? I know I did. This was the first complete successful Spider-Man film, and I'm talking like both financially and critically, since possibly Spider-Man 2, arguably. And his appearances in the MCU would not stop there, as he would make another cameo, this time in Avengers Infinity War. However, in the end of that, we were like, what the heck? Spider-Man got dusted away? Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. So what the heck? We just got our Spider-Man back in the MCU and now he's dusted? Where do we go from there? Now, while Disney was having fun with Spider-Man, Sony was on the side saying to themselves, well, since they dusted Spider-Man, we still have a lineage of characters on our hands in the Spider-Man universe. Why don't we make a few films out of that? And seemingly out of nowhere, Sony announced that they would be making a spin-off movie in the Spider-Man universe known as Venom. Yes, the Lethal Protector, the famed Spider-Man villain and anti-hero, gets his own film, and it stars none other than Academy Award nominated actor Tom Hardy. And yeah, this came out of nowhere, but it was a fun, enjoyable experience to see Tom Hardy kind of connect and really banter with the symbiote. But ultimately, people felt like this, this was just there. But was it really there? Who knows? So we've had Spider-Man swing theatrically for the better part of over 10 years. We've got a Venom spin-off film that was just released. So now Sony is like, you know what? Let's go into the animation realm. Let's make an animated Spider-Man movie. Okay. So again, seemingly out of nowhere, Sony creates, develops, and announces Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, a Sony animated feature of Spider-Man. The first time ever animated Spider-Man film. It was surprising when they announced it. However, it is much more surprising when you see the film play throughout. This was a magically fun, enjoyable, entertaining, and thought-provoking film. To see all these Spider-Man pop up from different universes and having really the realm of animation really kind of make them run freely and express themselves freely, this was a really good film. And I will say confidently my second favorite Spider-Man film. Financially, it was good. Critically, it was through the roof. So much so that it earned a nomination and win at the Academy Awards that year for Best Animated Feature. Yes, that's right. A Spider-Man film won the Oscar for Best Feature, but animated. Still, Best Feature. So 2018 was very much full of ebb and flows when it comes to Spider-Man. You know, him being snapped away in the MCU, a surprisingly out of nowhere Venom spin-off film coming out, and even more surprising yet delightful animated feature coming out that got them a lot of awards and accolades. Then we get to 2019, Avengers End Game. Spider-Man would make his illustrious return from the dead as his snap was reversed and he came back and he fought with the Avengers, Thanos and his army, and we all know how that played out. Then came his second feature-length film with the MCU, Spider-Man Far From Home. And once again, what made the first film so great, Spider-Man Far From Home was also great in that same regards. The campiness of it, the youthfulness, coming of age, school-related feel to this. The villain, fantastic. Jake Gyllenhaal as Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio, that was pleasantly surprising. And while it was successful critically, financially, it was superb. This is the first and only Spider-Man film to crack $1 billion in the box office. Hopefully it's not the only one, crossing our fingers with Spider-Man No Way Home, but still, as of this date, Spider-Man Far From Home is the only Spider-Man film to crack $1 billion in the box office. Holds positive ratings through the roof, people praising the chemistry of Peter and MJ, Tom Holland and Zendaya. Spider-Man's picking up momentum where other series, faltered in their second part or third part. This Spider-Man, this rendition of Spider-Man is, getting better with each movie. Let's go back to Venom real quick. While the first Venom was surprising, it did well financially to a point where Sony said, let's make another Venom movie. Come on. Venom Let There Be Carnage came out in 2021. This will be the first Spider-Man film to be released post-pandemic. Now, if this was any other year, if the pandemic never happened, I think this film would have been very, very successful. But under certain circumstances, the film did show numbers that weren't as high as you would see in previous films, but they were still good during the times that took place. And to this day, with theaters opening back up, Venom still holds the record of highest box office opening weekend during the pandemic. People were embracing the chaos and the carnage, no pun intended, of this second part, and I think a lot more people enjoyed this. Let's just say this, if you enjoyed the first film, you would have enjoyed the hell out of this second film. But I can see why people wouldn't lean towards this, but then again, it's Venom, it's embracing the chaos, and that's what you kind of expect for it. But what got people talking was the post-credit scene. Spoiler alert, seemingly out of nowhere, Venom, Eddie Brock, looks like he was transported to a different universe, and when he arrives, he sees Spider-Man, breaking news, on the television set. And it looks like it was from the scene from Spider-Man Far From Home when J. Jonah Jameson himself, yes, J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson himself revealed to the world that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, thanks to a video from Mysterio. So, wow, what to look forward to. Everyone knows who Spider-Man is. You've got Venom coming into this universe. You've got all these previews showing different things in regards to Doctor Strange attempting this spell to erase everyone's minds, and ultimately opening a door from different universes to lead villains like Green Goblin, Electro, and Doc Ock from different universes to this universe. It opens up so many doors and raises so many eyebrows and questions that it just builds on the anticipation for Spider-Man No Way Home. That is why there is so much hype going into this film. That is why there is so much anticipation and eagerness to see this. That is why it broke ticket sites when it came to the selling of these tickets. Everyone wants to see this film. Everyone is speculating to certain individuals to be popping up to help out Tom Holland in this film. Whether it happens or not, the anticipation is there. And ultimately, we want to see a great Spider-Man movie. We want to see a great third and potentially final Spider-Man movie in the MCU. With the reports going around, different people saying different things in regards to Spider-Man staying in the MCU, Spider-Man doing another trilogy in the Sonyverse. Whatever is said, let's just put that aside for the next 2.5 hours when this film is playing and just take this film as it is, whether Tobey and or Andrew appear in this or not. So that's why I brought about this whole retrospect. We see everything that's happened in the past with previous Spider-Man films and previous people playing Spider-Man and how it ultimately led to this. Tom Holland really kind of facing the fight of his life, fighting different universal villains, different threats, and seemingly outnumbered. All I can say is it's going to be a thrilling ride, and I cannot wait any longer for Spider-Man No Way Home, and I hope you guys are just as eager, if not more eager, to watch this film. With all that being said, that concludes the third and final part of this entire Spider-Man retrospect and film. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, if you haven't seen part 1 and 2, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield eras of this Spider-Man retrospect, please take a look. I'll provide them in the links below. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, tag, what have you. Whatever you can do, anything and everything, I'm more than happy. I'm over the moon for it. Once again, Spider-Man No Way Home coming out December 17th in theaters only. I hope everybody got tickets either for opening weekend or the week after or Christmas week or whenever you can get tickets for. I hope you guys get it and experience it in the theater with all the people just as eager to see it as you are. For me, this is probably more anticipating than Endgame. I'm more eager to see this than Endgame. And yes, I cannot wait any longer. Cannot wait for Thursday and Friday. I'm going to watch it twice. And let me know what you guys think. After you guys watch Spider-Man No Way Home, let's keep it spoiler friendly, please. Let me know your thoughts and your comments on Spider-Man No Way Home after you've seen the film. Leave them in the comments section below. Please, once again, no spoilers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Eugene signing off from this Spider-Man retrospect. I hope you guys enjoy the film. I hope you guys enjoy your holiday season, your Christmas season, and I hope you guys enjoy the new year to come. 2022, let's get it. Thank you guys once again. This is Eugene signing off, and I will see you guys again for another one of these retrospects or another one of these 5 things to look forward to for the next big movie. God bless, enjoy, have a good holidays, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.